I'm Niva.
And I'm Linda. We are very happy to have you here with us today.
Before we start, I have a quick question. Have you ever had a lecturer ask you to watch a video, read an article, or learn some material before coming to class?
I think most different students have experienced it at least once.
Exactly. And the interesting thing is many students don't realize that this is actually part of a learning approach called flip learning.
That's true. We often experience it in our classes, but we may not be familiar about the term itself.
That's one of the reasons why we chose this topic. Flip learning is becoming more common in higher education, especially as technology becomes a bigger part of learning.
And since we are university students, we thought it would be interesting to explore how this learning approach affects students. Is it really helpful? What benefit does it offer? And what challenges do students face?
To answer those questions, we'll be discussing findings from academic studies and looking at both the positive and challenging sides of flip learning.
So, if you ever been asked to study before a class and wonder what option does that, this episode is definitely for you.
Alright, let's get started. Before we get into the finding, let's start with something simple. What exactly is flip learning?
In simple terms, flip learning is an approach where students learn the basic material before a class, usually through videos, readings, or other learning activities.
And then classroom time is used differently, right?
Yes, instead of spending most of time the practicing into explanation, students use the class time for discussion, problem solving, or other interactive activities.
You know, the more I learn about it, the more familiar it sounds.
Same here. When I first read about the flip learning, I realized that I've actually experienced it in several courses.
I have the same reaction. I think many students have probably experienced it too, even if they didn't know the terms.
Actually, when I think about it, lecturers often upload the material to platforms like Google Classroom or other learning management system, or we call LMS.
That's true. Many of us have been asked to watch video, read articles, or review materials before coming to class.
And without realizing it, these activities can be part of the learning approach.
That's something I noticed as well. The concept is not completely new, but the term itself might be unfamiliar to some students.
And based on the studies we review, it's interesting to see how students respond to this learning approach in different ways.
Definitely. So, let's take a look at what students actually said about their experience. Before we discuss the findings, let's briefly show one of the studies we used for this discussion.
This study explores student perception and experience of flip learning in higher education, which help us understand how students actually experience this approach.
After reading the studies, what finding stood out to you the most?
One thing that stood out was that many students reported positive experience with flip learning.
Oh, really? What did they find beneficial?
One of the most commonly mentioned benefits was flexibility. Students appreciated having access to learning material before class and being able to study at their own pace.
I can definitely understand that. Sometimes I need a little extra time to go through a topic before I feel ready to discuss it.
I get what you mean. According to the studies, many students felt the same way because they could review the material whenever they needed to.
That sounds helpful. Everyone has their own learning pace after all.
Yes, and many students value having more control over when and how they engage with the material.
That's interesting. What else did the studies mention?
Another benefit was classroom participation. Many students felt more prepared to join discussion because they had already explored the topic before class.
Makes sense. It is usually easier to contribute when you already have some background knowledge.
I agree. Several students also reported feeling more engaged because classroom activities became more interactive.
That's something I can relate to. Discussions tend to feel more meaningful when everyone comes prepared.
And that's what the students highlight in the studies as well.
We have talked about some positive experiences. Were there any other perspectives mentioned in the studies?
Yes, the studies also discuss several challenges that students experience during the implementation of quick learning.
What was one of the most common ones?
Time management came up quite frequently. Since students are expected to prepare before class, they need to organize their study schedule carefully.
Fair enough. As university students, we're often juggling assignments, presentations, or other responsibilities at the same time.
That's a good point. Several students mentioned that balancing class preparation with other academic activities require additional planning.
I can see that. Sometimes the challenge is not the material itself, but finding enough time to do it.
This one I found interesting as well. The challenge often related to managing different responsibilities rather than the learning of work itself.
What about technology? Was that mentioned in the studies?
Yes, some students reported that internet access and technical issues occasionally affected their learning experience.
I think most students have encountered that at least once.
Probably. Another point mentioned in the studies was that some students prefer additional guidance when working through certain material independently.
I have not thought about that. Sometimes a quick explanation from a lecturer can make a topic much easier to understand.
The studies show that students have different learning preferences, which can influence how they experience their learning.
So, after talking about both the good and the challenging sides, what do you think university students can actually learn from these findings?
I think one thing we can learn is that learning isn't just about showing up in class. What we do before class matters too.
Yeah, I agree. If we come to class already knowing the basics, it's usually easier to follow the discussion and ask questions.
Exactly. But the studies also remind us that being prepared takes effort. We need to manage our time well, especially when we already have lots of assignment and other responsibilities.
That's so true. I think that's something almost every university student can relate.
Another thing I noticed is that everyone learns differently. Some students really enjoy learning independently, while others still need more guidance from the lecturer.
So maybe the point is not whether flipped learning is good or bad. It is more about figuring out how to make the most of it based on our own learning style.
Right. And if we can do that, we will not only learning the course content, but also building habits like being responsible, managing our time, and participating more actively in class.
So today we have talked about what flipped learning is, the benefits students have experienced, and some of the challenges they face.
We also learned that different students can have different experience, and that's completely normal because everyone has their own learning process.
I think that's my biggest takeaway from this studies. Learning is not just about watching videos before class, it is really about encouraging students to become more active in their own learning.
Exactly. And hopefully, after listening to this episode, you will recognize learning if you experience it in your own classes, and maybe even make the most of it.
Thanks so much for listening to the Ending Talk.
We hope you enjoyed today's discussion.
See you in the next video.
Bye everyone!